Did you know that almost all deaths that occur after the age of 75 are due to a few specific causes, even though many believe that death in old age is part of the natural cycle? The reality is that most of these deaths are due to preventable causes that are often overlooked until the damage is complete. The problem is that when people notice something is wrong, their health often declines significantly and they have fewer options. But by being aware of these risks early on, you can take meaningful steps to protect your well-being and potentially add years, even decades, to your life. In this video, we are going to reveal the 5 primary causes of death in people over the age of 75. These are the main culprits behind most deaths in this age group. Some may sound familiar. Others may confuse you in some way. Understanding them is an important first step to reducing their impact. These are not just numbers or dry statistics. They reflect real people. The families and decisions that can make the difference between a life burdened by illness or a life filled with strength and vitality are ultimately permanent, because these 5 conditions are not set in stone through small but consistent changes. Not only have people reduced their risk, but they have maintained their independence and vitality for much longer than expected. What you choose to do today can shape your ability to stay active. It can shape your ability to be independent and healthy in the future. Let's dive into the first one. Heart disease remains the #1 cause of death in people over 75, and yet many people don't realize how much of an impact they have on it. The heart is a muscle. Like all muscles, it grows, and like all muscles, deteriorates with care, and neglect can lead to it. The danger is that symptoms are often silent until it's too late. Many people think of fatigue, shortness of breath, or slowness as just part of getting older, but these can actually be warning signs that your heart is weakening. A major cause of heart disease is that over time, high blood pressure puts extreme strain on your arteries and forces your heart to work harder than it needs to. The challenge: high blood pressure usually doesn't cause noticeable symptoms. No pain, no discomfort until something serious happens like a heart attack or stroke. So many older adults go to the emergency room blindsided by their deteriorating health. Another major factor is unhealthy eating habits. Years of eating processed foods that are high in salt and unhealthy fats can clog arteries and restrict blood flow. But it's not just about cutting out the bad stuff. It's also important to include nutritious, heart-healthy foods. Your heart needs the right nutrients to stay resilient. And if your diet is poor, deterioration can happen faster than you think. Lack of physical activity is also a big player. The heart wasn't built to sit idle all day without regular movement. Blood circulation slows, muscles weaken, and your heart is deprived of the stimulation it needs to function well. You don't need to run a marathon, but regular movement, whether it's a daily walk or light stretches or even chair exercises, can do wonders for your heart health. One of the most damaging beliefs is that heart disease is just a matter of luck. People assume it's genetic or just related to aging. But the truth is that everyday habits, what you eat, how you move, and how you handle stress, play a significant role in your heart's future. If there's one message to take from this, it's that you have more control over your heart health than you think you do. It is possible to determine if your heart will be strong in the years to come, and now is the best time to start making changes. Now let's talk about number 2. One of the most dangerous and underestimated threats to falls and injuries in the elderly is not a disease. It is a fall. It can happen in an instant. One wrong step, sudden dizziness, or a slippery floor can have life-changing consequences. A fall can result in a broken hip, a head injury, or even a seemingly minor injury that quickly turns into something more serious. What is truly alarming is how unprepared most people are for this risk. Many do not realize how fragile the body can be until they have already fallen. In fact, falls rank among the top causes of fatal injuries in older adults. They send millions of seniors to the emergency room each year. And for many, the fall that initiates a permanent fall can lead to months of immobility, loss of independence, and an increased risk of infection and complications. Although falls are incredibly common, most people do not take them seriously until they or someone close to them suffers them as they age. The challenge is that as soon as we lose our balance, muscle strength and reaction time gradually decline, but because falls happen so slowly, we often don't notice the changes in your feeling completely stable while doing your normal daily tasks until one day your foot slips. Your balance is lost and gravity does the rest. Unfortunately, the body's ability to bounce back is not what it once was. A harmless stumble can now cause serious, sometimes life-threatening injuries, and there is another hidden danger. The fear of falling often leads to more falls. After experiencing a near miss or minor fall, many older adults become hesitant. They start to move less, avoid stairs, and limit their activities out of fear. But the catch here is the less you move, your muscles become weaker, and the weaker your muscles are, the greater your risk of falling. This creates a destructive loop that can silently take away your freedom. The good news is that falls don't have to be inevitable. There are simple but highly effective strategies to reduce your risk. Strengthening your legs and core can help you maintain your balance, and make small but smart changes to your home, such as better lighting, securing carpets, and installing strong handrails, can make all the difference in maintaining your independence and life-changing injuries. One thing that is often overlooked is the side effects of medications. Many prescriptions can cause dizziness, drowsiness, or affect blood pressure, which increases your risk of falling. If you've ever stood up too quickly and felt faint or dizzy, your body could be sending you a signal that something needs to be adjusted. Talk to your doctor about your medications to make sure they aren't affecting your balance or alertness, which could literally save your life. Fall prevention is not just about avoiding obstacles. It's about staying physically strong, mentally alert, and aware of how even the little things can have a big impact. Because a fall after 75 can change everything, but the right steps today can lead to years of continued mobility, independence, and a much better quality of life. If you're still seeing this information and found it helpful, type the number 2 in the comments so I know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on such valuable tips. Your support helps us create content that empowers and educates. Let's continue with number 3, respiratory diseases. Breathing is something we rarely think about until it gets difficult as we age and the lungs start to lose some of their function, and even minor breathing problems can quickly escalate. A simple cough or occasional shortness of breath may seem harmless, but with respiratory illnesses becoming one of the leading causes of death in 75 countries, it could be the start of something more serious, as it is not inevitable. But because they are often ignored until they become dangerous, a major concern is chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, or COPD, which over time can include emphysema and chronic bronchitis. Many older adults ignore symptoms like chronic cough, wheezing, and shortness of breath, assuming it is just part of aging. But in reality, these are signs that the lungs are struggling and then pneumonia develops. While it may seem like just another infection, pneumonia can be deadly for older adults. It can start as a cold or a mild chest tightness and can become life-threatening because the immune system weakens with age, making it harder to fight off infections. Many people in this age group are hospitalized for pneumonia, and in some cases, the decline in health is so rapid that recovery never occurs. Air quality is another important factor. Years of exposure to pollutants like dust, smoke, and chemicals can silently damage the lungs, even indoors due to irritants, mold, pet dander, or poor ventilation. While breathing problems can worsen, especially for those with asthma or COPD, making small environmental changes like using an air purifier, ensuring good airflow, and avoiding secondhand smoke can make a significant difference in lung health. One of the simplest yet most effective ways to support your lungs is to stay active. Movement helps your lungs expand fully, clears mucus, and keeps your respiratory system working properly. But when we sit too much, lung function declines and the risk of infection increases. Simple activities like walking, stretching, or light exercise can help maintain lung strength. Don't ignore the importance of vaccinations. Many older adults underestimate how important it is to get vaccinated against the flu, pneumonia, and other respiratory infections. These vaccines not only prevent illness, they protect you from complications that can be life-threatening. Staying up to date with your vaccinations can help you avoid hospital stays, or bad breath should never be considered a burden. But for many people over 75, it is not mandatory, but not enough action is taken. because your lungs work around the clock to keep you alive. Taking care of them, protecting them from infection, and strengthening them through movement and clean air is one of the most powerful investments you can make in your health and independence. Now let's move on to stroke number 4. A stroke happens suddenly, with no warning, no time to prepare. It can change your entire life. It is one of the most common causes of death after the age of 75, and yet many people don't realize that the risk factors associated with stroke are within their control. The scariest thing is that a stroke rarely gives you a second chance after it strikes. The damage is often permanent. But what may surprise you here is that up to 80% of strokes are preventable, meaning your everyday choices can determine whether you remain independent or face a life-changing health crisis. Stroke occurs when blood flow to the brain is suddenly cut off or when a blood vessel in the brain bursts without oxygen. Brain cells begin to die within minutes. Some strokes cause mild symptoms, such as temporary confusion or weakness, while others lead to paralysis, loss of speech, or complete dependence. And in many tragic cases, strokes prove fatal. One of the most common and dangerous causes of stroke is high blood pressure. Over time, the excess pressure damages the arteries, increasing their chances of bursting or becoming blocked. And just like heart disease, high blood pressure often shows no symptoms, which is why many people go around unawares until it is too late. Another cause is irregular heartbeats, such as atrial fibrillation. Many older people feel it when they feel it. The heart does not beat regularly. Blood can clot and form clots. If one of these clots travels to the brain, a stroke can occur within seconds. The good news is that regular screening can detect this condition and significantly reduce treatment options. Risky diet and lifestyle also play a huge role. A diet high in processed foods clogs arteries and weakens blood circulation, and physical inactivity makes the situation worse, allowing blood to thicken and stagnate. Staying active, eating nutritious foods, and maintaining healthy blood pressure are powerful ways to reduce your risk of stroke. Adding more leafy greens to your diet, reducing sodium intake, and drinking more water can have a big impact. An important but often overlooked warning sign of future stroke is what is known as a mini stroke or transient ischemic attack. These events can cause sudden confusion, blurred vision, or difficulty speaking. And although the symptoms go away quickly, they should never be ignored. It can be the difference between preventing a major stroke and dealing with lifelong consequences. The most important thing is that you have the power to reduce your risk of stroke. Monitor your blood pressure regularly. Follow a heart-friendly diet. Stay physically active and be alert to early signs. You can help maintain your independence and avoid the devastating effects of stroke by taking action as soon as you can. If you're still watching and find it, the better your chances of protecting yourself. The useful part is type the number 4 in the comments to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any new videos. Your help helps us create content that educates and empowers. Now, let's move on to number 5, cognitive decline and its consequences. One of the most painful realities of aging is the trial of memory and the gradual loss of independence. Cognitive decline doesn't hit overnight. It's a gradual, more serious health problem. Another serious danger is accidental injury, forgetting to turn off the stove, leaving the front door open, or wandering into an unsafe place. These risks increase as cognitive abilities decline. Unfortunately, this often leads to heartbreaking consequences. Many older adults who lose their independence eventually cannot live safely alone, and without adequate care, their overall health can quickly deteriorate. What makes cognitive decline even more worrisome is that many people don't realize it's happening. Early signs like forgetting names, frequently misplacing things, or struggling to follow conversations are often written off as normal aging, but they're actually early warning signs of brain changes. Taking action at this stage can make a big difference in how slowly the condition progresses and how much a person maintains their quality of life. So how can you protect your brain like your body? Your brain needs exercise. Staying mentally active by learning to read, playing games, or having meaningful conversations keeps the brain sharp and engaged. And don't forget that physical exercise is just as important. Moving your body increases blood flow to the brain, which helps preserve memory and thinking ability. Staying socially connected is another powerful tool. Loneliness and isolation can accelerate mental decline. Regular social interaction keeps your brain engaged and alert, whether it's hanging out with friends, joining a local group, or simply keeping in touch with family. These connections are more important than you think, and of course your diet plays a key role, with foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids, antioxidants, and vitamins like leafy greens, berries, and nuts being powerful protectors of brain health. On the other hand, excess sugar, processed foods, and unhealthy fats contribute to inflammation and can increase your risk of dementia. The truth is that a healthy mind starts with a healthy lifestyle. The decisions you make today, how you eat, walk, and interact with the world, will determine how well your brain functions tomorrow. Cognitive decline is not a guaranteed part of aging, but by staying actively connected and mindful, you can greatly reduce your risk. Take a moment to think about what we've discussed: heart disease, falls, respiratory illness, stroke, and cognitive decline. These 5 conditions are responsible for most deaths after age 75. But the key point here is that they are not inevitable.
Most people don't realize how much control they have over their health until it's too late. The truth is that small, consistent habits started today can lead to years of increased strength, clarity, and freedom. None of us like to think about aging, but ignoring the risks doesn't protect us. What protects us is awareness, knowing the signs, taking preventative measures, and prioritizing our health means we can face the future with confidence instead of fear. Instead of focusing on what you can't do, start focusing on what you can do to live a strong and happy long life. Think about your current lifestyle. What small changes can you make? Maybe it's adding more fresh foods to your diet, moving your body a little bit every day, scheduling checkups, or spending time talking to others. You don't have to change your whole life at once. One small step in the right direction is all it takes to start the journey to better health at this stage of life. Your well-being is your greatest asset. The more you take care of it, the longer you'll be able to enjoy joy and freedom. Protecting your health now means you can continue to create beautiful memories. Living independently every day and without fear of preventable illness is a new opportunity to choose yourself, and the decisions you make today will shape your strength, power, and happiness for years to come. Thank you so much for spending time with us. We want to hear from you. Leave a comment sharing the insights you gained and how you plan to apply them to your life. Inspire us with your thoughts and stories and help this community grow. If you found this video helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us bring you valuable content that can truly make a difference. Thanks for watching, and we can't wait to see you in the next video.